first, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Welcome back to Fox 12 Now. There is our intro. Here I am live in studio. This is the Fox 12 newsroom where I'm at here every weekday. We start at 1 o'clock. We go throughout the afternoon. I always remind people of that because you can check in and watch us live or after the fact on the apps. And with this wide range of topics that we get to cover, we get to talk about cool things like this. 26 years of Pickathon. This is going to be the 26th year. We're going to talk about the lineup for that. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things because joining us, we have the founder, Zale. And Zale, thank you for being here with us. Always great having you on to talk about this. But man, 26 years of Pickathon. Is that just crazy to think about?
It's crazy. It's wild. We never know if this is the final year. It's just the reality of kind of the kind of type of festival we run, we are here. 26 years, we made it.
You made it. I mean, looking back, from all that time ago, starting the festival and keeping it going here through all these years, what is it do you think that has kept it going? Because so many festivals, 1 year they're done. 2 years. It's hard to keep something going for even a couple of years. 26 years, and what is it that's kept it going this long?
It's the community and the kind of just different. We're a festival that is not like a normal community, normal festival out there. Your normal festival is like a giant field with a pop-up stage, and you come for the day and it's hot. There's nothing. You're going to go see some famous band that they convince you to come, and you're paying a $20 beer. We are the kind of the opposite. We're like the best experience you can have all year. And you may not know a lot of the bands, but these are the bands that are going to be the bands that are playing stadiums every, within 3 years. So you're coming for an experience that is probably going to be, something you're going to love and think about all year.
And that's what it is, keeping that going year after year because of that and people expecting that kind of experience. How hard is it to keep something like that going, compared to some of these bigger festivals like you mentioned, or I don't know, bigger, but the ones that you were talking about where you pay $20 for a beer and and go through that with some big band compared to what you're doing? Is it difficult to keep that going?
Oh, it is, because the normal festival, as much as they come and go, the biggest ones, we're considered the best independent festival in the country, which is kind of a cool thing. And we're tiny, where we fit in about 12,000, we could probably have 50,000. Like that's what a normal festival would do. So if you don't love normal festivals, you're going to love them. And that is kind of our brand. What's made it so special is artists look at Pickathon as like, this is the one thing they got to do. We have to go play there. And so the whole industry kind of sees us, and the fans see us that way. And, it never gets boring to kind of bring the best of all the music worlds out there. And I don't know if you know this about us now, but we're also kind of considered the largest site-specific architecture festival in the country. Like landscape architecture. We have more architecture. It's kind of like coming to an amusement park of architecture that's winning national awards. Nothing ever looks the same. And in our 26th year, this is going to be the most expansive, incredible architectural, but just really kind of nature-based architecture experience you could have.
So, talking about that experience there too, is you bringing that in, I guess, the whole thing that you mentioned, it's an experience of being out there. And with the architecture side of things, like how do you keep that, new and fresh and changing it up each year and having some of these unique structures and things that you have?
It's a couple years ago when we were really close. We've had kind of like 3 or 4 like epics in Pickathon where we almost became bankrupt. And in one of those, a couple years ago, when it came out of COVID, and all of our expenses exploded, and we kind of realized we are doing a lot of year-round mission work. And if we're going to make this make sense, we need to figure out how to split off this mission and partner with it as the moment. So we're like the Super Bowl. We partner with we started a nonprofit called Creative Neighborhoods, and we work with kind of the best architects and builders and nonprofits in the state, and we deliver things to the community for clients. Like it could be day furniture for the Oasis Center downtown. We've built tiny homes for Clackamas veterans. We're looking to build some skate parks for some Portland Park, and different intersections that Peabod's working on in Old Town. We're trying to make the community a better place, and that's really an exciting thing for a lot of architects and builders to take those parts, use them in a different way at the festival before they become this kind of end project. And then as we do that, who can we involve to kind of give them a real life work experience that'll change their life? Because it's way different when you're in a shop class building a lamp for your mom versus building a stage at Pickathon, working with architects that are known all over the world. It's just totally wild.
Yeah,
And it turns out that folks like to do it and have fun and play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then they get to see that, and all these people show up. They get to see the work. They get to use the work, and everything is kind of incorporated in there for that community side of things.
Yeah.
When it comes to the music, because you mentioned that this is the place where you'll see some of these bands who are going to be headlining the stadiums in 3 years. How hard is it to curate that?
It's faith. You have to kind of trust an incredible, we're kind of unique, where we kind of pull ideas and concepts across a ton of different critical friends and blogs and trusted sources. And, I think it takes us about 3 months. We go through just the most absurd amount of music. And through that, we kind of boil up whatever is the kind of burning hot sun in a lot of music genres, whether it's jazz or rock or folk or electronic or, that process has kind of turned up the Tyler Childers, the War on Drugs, the Krungbins, the Marias, you name it, Billy Strings, it goes on and on and on. There's Mac DeMarco, Kamasi Washington's first, concert was at Pickathon. So this year is going to be no different. We have, by my kind of count, I bet you we have about potential for about 12 or 15 different bands to kind of really become that stadium bands out of the 50. And then the rest of them will probably be playing Crystal Ballroom kind of level. They'll be still hugely popular. It's just fun. We used to be scared. There's no way we could redo that. No way. But it turns out there's always great music. There's amazing people all over the country putting their heart and soul into it. And you just have to put the work in to find it and bring it.
Yeah, and get that out there. And then, as you said, it works. It's 26 years of doing this and having people out there for this. Well, for this year, you mentioned a couple of things, some of the bands, but just to give everybody a quick preview of this year's event. Can we recap some of that? What these big things are that you're bringing for everybody this year?
Well, we kind of think of it as legends and discovery. So like legends, we classify as, bands that have been around 20 years, and we curate these. You probably know a lot of these bands. So, or you don't. So like there's, in that category, we tend to bring it across a lot of, so we have Steve Earle, who's kind of, hugely famous in the Americana world. We have Marcus Valle, who is the kind of Elvis of all the Brazilian music, that Brazilian boogie. We have Built a Spill and Locals Quasi, band out of San Francisco called Lyrics Born, a band from Mexico City, and you collaborated with Beastie Boys and had kind of did their world, the theme for the World Cup for Mexico this year. His name's Mexican Institute of Sound. Incredible musicians, and I don't expect everyone to know these people, but they are legends for a reason. They are the ones that are kind of defining their musical worlds, and when you see them, there's some people that just are falling over backwards and we're able to get them. And then there's other people who are going to have their minds blown. So that's one category. The other category is discovery. And I don't expect anybody to know very few of these artists. And there it's all over the map. We just announced another round 2 where we have bands from Esther Rose, somebody, Leroy of the North, who's just super young and small, but I would not be surprised to see playing stadiums in 2 or 3 years in kind of the Americana country world. Hudson Freeman is a kind of an up and coming Mac DeMarco character. Just on the Mary Halverson in the jazz world, Meridian Brothers who turned down a Lincoln Center gig, Lincoln Center, New York, because they were determined to play Pickathon on their coming to the United States. And the Lincoln Center thankfully moved the date for them and changed a couple bands for them to be able to come for the weekend and bring their friends. So, I mean, we're stacked. It's gross in a good way.
That's awesome. Gross in a good way. There you go. There's the tagline. Well, for this, for this year, the announcement of all this lineup and everything else, what is the best way for people to find out more and go get tickets and all of that?
Our website, www.pickathon. We have a lot of socials. If you're on social channels, you can find Pickathon. Get on our newsletter. That's the number one way. Just go on, sign up on the newsletter. We'll send you emails. We're right now just starting to kind of announce all of the different neighborhoods, what they're going to look like. So you're kind of seeing Disneyland 2026 as it's unveiled and all the cool stories. That's going to be happening through our newsletter over the next month. And then we're going to be announcing DJs and music and kids lineups and comedy and wellness and beverages and food. And we are the 51st biggest city for 4 days market, just so you know.
Nice. Awesome. Well, man, thank you for joining us to talk about this. Congratulations, on all the success and just bringing something different for everybody, every year for 26 years now and keeping it going strong. Thanks, Zale.
I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Everybody watching, again, like we mentioned, this is Fox 12 Now. These are the conversations we get to have out here and a whole lot more. If there's ever breaking news, we'll have that for you too. But we are going to take a break for right now. We'll be back here in just a minute with more on, as I mentioned, Fox 12 Now.